Welcome back into another installment of the 94 podcast. Oh, I'm so glad to be here. Ni hao, what's happening? You know, that's Chinese for what's up? And we got Anthony Edwards in China and touring, and everything he does goes viral in regards to just the happenings of a young. He just had his birthday. He just turned 23 years old. It's crazy in regards to Anthony Edwards. But yeah, just want to say what's up to everybody. Here's the 94 podcast, joined again by my co-host Jim Bushy. I'm Brook Eddle. This is the 94 podcast. Let's get into it. Vikings just played their last preseason game against the Tennessee Titans. We got to see Cam Ward, Sam Howell, Max Brosmer, Allen, I believe, Josh Allen, or is it Jake Allen for the Tennessee Titans. So yeah, a lot of different looks for the Vikings in this preseason. Unfortunately, they lost, but these games don't matter. Doesn't count to the record. So the Vikings, I believe, they end the preseason with one victory. I think it was the Texans that they beat, but then they lost the last two games, losing last week. And then I'm just trying to jog back. Who was actually at? Oh, it was the New England Patriots. Lost to the Patriots. Mike Vrabel and Drake May.
The U.S. Bank.
Yeah, it was at U.S. Bank. Correct. Yep, it was at U.S. Bank. The first two were at U.S. Bank Stadium, but then they went out to Nashville to close out at Nissan Stadium against the Tennessee Titans. Just overall, no major injuries unless you're considering Rondell Moore a key player. I mean, he was still going to be a question mark going into the season, but you avoided the key injuries. I mean, you got Justin Jefferson on the mend. You got J.J. McCarthy coming back from the torn meniscus. So those are the main things. And also, you got CD back, Christian Darrisaw, going into week one against the Chicago Bears. And the defense, you got Blake Cashman coming back, Andrew Van Ginkel, Jonathan Grenard. There was a trade to the New York Jets. It was Harrison Phillips, I believe, getting dealt over to the New York Jets. So he will be joining the defense for Aaron Glenn. And the Minnesota Vikings are picking up 6th and 7th round picks in the trade of the veteran. So they must really like the depth that they have on the D-line to make a move like this. Jim, what's your thoughts of the trade, and overall, what type of moves do you expect from Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah?
I mean, it was a good trade. I mean, cut day is coming up very soon, so anyone who's not already on the roster is up for the air. I guess even make a trade for wide receivers, though, because JJ is questionable. Addison's out for 3 games. Hawkinson's out. I don't think any of the receivers stepped up to take that role, but I think they're definitely going to go get a wide receiver before the season starts. They need to, at least. I think that's one thing that they definitely need, is a receiver.
Absolutely. I would say that the Vikings definitely can use some help in the wide receiver room, knowing that Jordan Addison is not going to be available in those first 3 games due to his DOI arrest last offseason. So that was finally, just discussed. We knew that was kind of be like the black cloud that was going to be hanging over the Vikings' heads going into the season, which is kind of interesting. We'll talk a little bit more about Rashee Rice. He's not getting any suspension action, but I think his trial is a little bit different, where the NFL is waiting until the trial concludes then go in with the disciplinary actions. But it's kind of like a raw deal for the Minnesota Vikings because first 3 games, you got the Bears, that's on Monday night to open, and then you got Sunday night back at the crib at US Bank Stadium with the Atlanta Falcons visiting for the home opener. And then week 3, you get Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Trey Hendrickson, potentially, for the Cincinnati Bengals. I don't know if their defense will show up. It's been optional all of last year. So let's see what type of team we're going to get week 3. But those 3 are going to be tough for Kevin O'Connell. But if you're going to tell me I had Kevin O'Connell, he would probably be the best coach to deal with that adversity, knowing that you're not going to have your number 2 wide receiver available.
Oh, 100%. And to talk about the Ray Rice situation is, that's still in court. That hasn't been decided yet. He hasn't been proven guilty or innocent. He hasn't been given a sentence. Addison has been. That's where it's more of a, I understand why they're not going anything yet, but you gotta wait till the court, because he could get off scot-free, and they said he wasn't driving. And you don't want to suspend someone too early for something that they quote unquote didn't do. But losing him for 3 games, we should be able to at least beat the Bears. Cincinnati, they don't have a good defense, so I mean, if JJ's good, he could take down that defense and win in a shootout. I'll be happy there.
Oh, for sure. Like if it turns into a shootout, we welcome that. But again, I'm sure Brian Flores would rip out all the little bit of hair that he has left on his head in regards to seeing what Joe Burrow, Michael Penix Jr., and Caleb Williams. The first 3 quarterbacks that the Vikings do face, I mean, obviously then you go to Ireland. We'll talk about Ireland later in the show. There was a college football game in Dublin today, but Iowa State and Kansas State, we'll get into that later. But to stay on focus here, you get 3 quarterbacks that are mobile in those first 3 weeks. What do you think is going to happen in regards to the pass rush? Are we going to see more blitzes in regards to, I know we got Josh Metellus back there with Harrison Smith, so it's nice that we have the secondary help and being able to get Byron back in regards to being that lockdown corner that every defense needs. No more Stephon Gilmore, but we'll see how this secondary is able to hold up, because that was definitely a spot that a lot of defenses were picking on, especially in that playoff game against the Los Angeles Rams. Over the middle, consistently, you got to see that in regards to like attacking the middle of the field. Definitely got to see an improvement if you're going to win a division and you're going to make some noise in the playoffs. But yeah, those first couple of games, I know that we do have the first two out of the 3 games are going to be home games, and then you get that road game, but it's a neutral site for the 4th game of the season. But again, Kevin O'Connell, Brian Flores, it would be interesting to kind of just see like how's the team coming together. I know they're going to break training camp here soon. They're going to get the roster down to the final 53-man roster, some practice squad guys, and I'm sure it's going to be interesting to see Kobe King, because he got launched into the linebacker role in the Brian Flores defense, where he's going to be the green dot. And he's going to be asked to play a big role this season, especially with Brian Asamoah now with the Tennessee Titans, we'll see if he makes that roster. But knowing that the Minnesota Vikings were going to part ways with him, that gave you even more of an indication that Kobe King era has now begun for the Minnesota Vikings. But he'll be right next to Blake Cashman. We're also going to get Andrew Van Ginkel. So great veterans to be surrounded by for the Penn State rookie. But again, we'll see. We'll see how that translates, because the NFL is always going to be a good testing ground in regards to these rookies right away.
Oh, definitely, 100%. And it's going to be great to watch. It's going to be, I mean, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of these games across the seas and across the pond and everything, because I want to watch games at a good time.
Right, right.
But I mean, it's good to grow the game, and who knows? Maybe one day we'll see a European division. We'll see a South America division. So it's all wait and see what happens.
We'll see what happens. I mean, like the Jacksonville Jaguars do play like the most like international games like every single year, but that's by design, because their owner has always wanted to grow the brand of the Jacksonville Jaguars, making it a global brand and realizing that it's just bigger. Like it's bigger than just having football in America, but having football in the world, in like the global stage. And the Commanders and the Miami Dolphins, they're going to be playing in Spain in one of the largest stadiums, where they have Real Madrid's stadium in Barca. So that's going to be really cool in regards to seeing that type of level of just football enthusiasts being able to enjoy the game. But yeah, getting back into it, the wide receivers, because we know that there's going to be no Jordan Addison. Jim, I just want to get your reactions. Amari Cooper. You hear Amari Cooper signs with the Minnesota Vikings. How are you taking that news?
I mean, hey, I'm always down for another senior, experienced guy in the locker room, showing the rookies the rope. He can help out. JJ, who's still growing, is becoming the senior guy. He can help Addison. He can help everyone in the locker room. I think it's a great pickup by the Vikings.
He's only 31 too, so he's not that long in the tooth, and he did have some. He bounced around a couple teams. I think he was with Dallas, Cleveland. I mean, after he was with the Raiders, that's where he started his career. Then he went to Dallas, and then he went to Cleveland, and then he ended up with Buffalo. And then he was also part of that cool play with Josh Allen in that snow game in Buffalo against the Niners, where he did the lateral to Josh Allen while he was being tackled. And then that ended up with Josh Allen just having a monster game in the snow. But Gabe Davis trickling into the Buffalo wide receiver, like ex-Bills wide receivers. Gabe Davis, how would you see him fitting in with a Kevin O'Connell offense? With J.J. McCarthy leading the way.
He's going to have to get used to it, but I think after a week or two, he'll get like second hand. He'll be able to get everything going. He'll be able to be on the same track, same mind, and be able to hopefully win games for everyone.
Absolutely.
Win games for us.
Right. Exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes. I know that the Vikings did get Byron Murphy to sign in. I know that was a huge deal to get done. That was 2 years, $22 million. I know that he did live up to that contract, so he was able to ink a deal, a 3-year, $54 million deal with a max value of $66 million to return to the Vikings. I think that was a huge indication that the Vikings were win now. You got to bring a guy like him back. He just had a career year, and I know he was not going to give the Vikings a hometown discount because he's from Arizona, and the Vikings poached him from the Cardinals. but he's 27. You got to feel good about that, having him as your lockdown corner. Um, but getting back to another wide receiver that I wanted to just also see, where are the Vikings potentially? Are they getting Adam Thielen potentially in a trade? That could be maybe what is
If he can come
transpiring,
back,
especially seeing that trade earlier this week.
I would
They've
not be
expressed
against seeing
interest.
Thielen come back. I actually enjoyed him as a wide receiver. And that would have been a great. He's a great 1, 2, 3 punch with him in the roster. He won't be the number one role or number two role anymore, but he'll be able to get like fourth pick.
Oh, absolutely. Right. He's just a great piece to add to any offense because he's going to work hard. He's going to run his routes hard, and he's going to compete. Like, it doesn't matter if he's going up against the third best corner. He's going to be savvy. He's going to find ways to get open in those key spots. And he's going to be a nice security blanket, I would believe, for a young quarterback in J.J. McCarthy, where he can count on Adam Thielen to be like even keel. He's not going to be yelling at his quarterback to get the ball because he knows J.J. and Jordan Addison, those are the top two guns right now. And Adam Thielen coming into the fold with Jalen Naylor and just realizing, like, all right, I have an opportunity here to get back into a three deep kind of situation. And I know Vikings fans are just like, this is what we need. We need three capable, consistent wide receivers. Nothing wrong with Jalen Naylor. We just need more consistency out of him. But he's been a dog for us in regards to the times that Jordan Addison's been out or Jefferson's been out. He's definitely stepped up early in the season, and then I know that he's continuing working to be more of a impact on this offense. But again, Adam Thielen, who's going to say no? Who's going to say no if they bring him home? It's a homecoming. But before we, nothing has transpired yet. But realizing we got a division. We got a tough division. We got the Chicago Bears. They've gotten better. Because I would imagine that their offense is not going to look as bad as it was last year. But something that was kind of concerning, if you're a Bears fan, is that Caleb Williams didn't really have the best showing against the Kansas City Chiefs in their final preseason game. Is it time to panic or relax?
Brook, it's the Bears. They're always gonna panic because if they don't win 2 games, they're gonna like, this guy's washed. This doesn't need anything. If the Bears win 5 games,
5
I will
games?
deck out 5 games all season.
Okay.
And 2 of those games have to be against the NFC division. I will wear a Bears jersey on this channel. I don't have confidence in the Bears winning 5 games, including 2 in division.
Okay. So you're willing to wear a Bears jersey if they win more than 5 games?
And they have to win at least 2 division games.
2 division games. Gotcha. So they got to either beat the Packers, Lions, or Vikings, right? They got to get 2
Correct.
division wins. Somewhere, somehow, they get 6 cracks at it, but 2 division wins. So that would mean they would have to, for sure, split. They would have to split 2 of the series, for sure. Right, okay.
Yes.
That's 2 games. I mean, they did end up last in the division. So I think they're going to have an easier schedule. They do play the Commanders again, so that'll be a fun game. That was the Hail Mary game, if a lot of people just jog in your memory to that moment where everything went downhill for the Chicago Bears. That was literally the wrap of their season when Jaden Daniels unleashed that Hail Mary on the Chicago Bears faithful. But we won't harp on the Bears because they are the week 1. We're going to get enough Bear talk leading up to week 1, but again, what do you expect to see from Caleb Williams? Will he be the first 4,000-yard passer for the Chicago Bears?
Probably will be. I think he has a good core around him. He's going to be able to get the game going. And it's going to be interesting to see how they use him and if they can get more weapons for him, if they can have a good defense for him, if they can have a good offensive line for him. He's going to do good. He's going to be good. But I just don't think this year they're going to get 5 wins plus two, or 5 wins and two of them in the division.
Absolutely. Okay. Um, Detroit Lions. Let's move to them, and then we'll work our way back to Green Bay, because I know you're in Green Bay, so you're going to give us a nice scoop on what you're seeing with the Packers. But before we get to Green Bay, let's get to the division champs. So we go from the worst team in the division to the best team in the division, the Detroit Lions. Reigning champs the last 2 years. I know it's weird to say that. And then they did get the number 1 seed the first time ever in their franchise history. 14 wins, 3 losses. They swept the Vikings again. They also swept the Packers. And then the Bears, I think they swept them as well. But the Bears, Lions, what do you think of this, though? The Lions are looking at Ben Johnson's plays, and they're saying they're all the same plays. But Ben Johnson's saying that that's what he always does in the preseason. Do you think the Lions have a little bit of FOMO heading into this season, realizing that they no longer will have Ben Johnson calling their offensive plays?
I mean, it's going to stink, but I mean, look who's actually calling the plays. Yeah, Ben Johnson calls the offense, but who makes the calls? It's
Jared
Dan
Goff.
Campbell. He's gonna be just sitting there, and it's going to be crazy to see. So yeah,
Okay. So, all right. So Jared Goff is going to be a lot. He's going to be under a lot of pressure. Let's say that he's going to be under a lot of pressure to start the season, because they do get the Packers week 1, and we mentioned that that's going to be the late afternoon kickoff game on Sunday. And then that gives us a perfect transition into Green Bay. What's happening with Green Bay? They ended up 3rd in the division, so the 3rd best team in the division last season. What's going to happen with Green Bay? You got Jordan Love. You got their defense in regards to, they got some great players. They got Gray. They got Kool-Aid, McKinstry. Like they got some players. Romeo Dobbs, wide receiver, veteran leader for them. What happened to Jaden Reed? Did Jaden Reed get busted up? I saw he had like a walking boot. Was he doing? Is he the one Packer that's injured right now for the wide receivers?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
I think he might have just tweaked it in training camp or in practices, but he probably won't be gone for so long.
Gotcha. But Matthew Golden, he's been getting a lot of buzz, and he's making some plays on the field, and I know that there's huge expectations on him, and I believe he was the first-round pick for the Green Bay Packers when they were hosting the NFL draft. So, everybody in Green Bay is ready to watch Matthew Golden unleashed on the NFL.
100%.
What's your thoughts on this Texas rookie?
I mean, he's going to be good. It just depends on the play behind him, about who's throwing the ball, because it could be Jordan Love, could be Malik Willis, could be someone else. It depends on injuries. It's going to be he can only do so much, but if he can sit down and reel everything in and have a good season, he can take that team to the next level.
For sure, absolutely. With his ability to have game-breaking plays, and his ability to actually go out and like attack the ball. That's one thing I do like about his game is he's not afraid to go out and compete for these 50-50 balls that are actually getting thrown his way. He's making a good strides in regards to like continuing the success that he had at Texas. He had split quarterback play too. Great mention there, Jim, in regards to you don't know what is going to entail in regards to the health of the franchise quarterback in Jordan Love. Is Malik Willis going to step in for a couple games in mop-up duty? And is he able to adjust to the different play? I think he can because he had Quinn Ewers last year at Texas and Arch Manning. And they kind of had like a 2-quarterback package where they would have Ewers play, but then they would also have Arch Manning kind of also come in the second half. Or there was other games where Quinn Ewers was out and then Arch Manning played and started the entire game. So that's a good barometer in regards to like NFL ready. Are you able to perform regardless? Because the wide receiver position is so dependent on everything, but realizing that relationship and chemistry with the quarterback is unmatched. You need that chemistry. But getting back into it, the Minnesota Vikings, what is your prediction in regards to week 1 against the Chicago Bears? Let's get our early predictions out of the way.
It's going to be a big W.
Big W? All right.
Big W.
The numbers right now is like they have the Vikings as dogs right now. I think it was like 6.5 points. And I was speaking with a colleague at work, and he's a big Bears fan. Big Bears fan.
Yeah.
So like it's fun being able to like at least bounce ideas off with, other NFC North fans. But I was telling him like, hey, I don't know, against J.J. McCarthy, a true rookie in his first ever NFL game that's actually going to count. I like give J.J. I would say like the first half to figure it out. I would know by halftime whether J.J. is going to be able to end up with his first win, because I think the score at halftime of week 1 is going to be a clear indication in regards to what you're expecting JJ's performance to be. Is he able to stay on schedule? Is he able to get the run game going in regards to using this offensive line that has been built to keep JJ upright, and also on like making sure that he's able to utilize every piece of this offense. I'm really excited to see how Donovan Jackson, the rookie that was taken right after Matthew Golden, is able to really be the Minnesota Wall, the Great Wall of St. Paul that we like to call him. So yeah, we got Fries, just amazing in regards to like Christian Darrisaw, Brian O'Neill. Now we just need we need like a running back or a fullback with burger and fries. Come on, we gotta do it.
Perfect.
This is a missed opportunity if they don't get like a fullback with burger and fries or something, because like that would literally be the combo wombo right there. But I don't know. I'm really excited to see how the entire offense and defensive lines are gelling, because Jonathan Allen coming over from the Commanders, being able to get that playoff experience is huge. And like I feel like that should not be overlooked in regards to like when you're building a team, you want players that have been in high leverage, impactful football that they've been playing. And I'm going right now and saying that the Vikings win, but I think it's going to be a close game. I'm expecting it to be 24-23, or it could easily be like a game-winning field goal kind of situation where you get Will Reichert out there. Clock's running down. You got the last timeout. You call a timeout. 2 seconds left, and then you go ahead and you kick the game-winning field goal to go up 24-23, you're 1-0. That's my prediction. But Green Bay and Detroit, what's your prediction of that game?
Detroit.
Detroit. Okay. I mean,
Oh yeah,
Jahmyr Gibbs is still alive. Like, he's a problem. He's a problem. Like, you got David Montgomery. He's a problem. You got Jamison Williams. You got Amon St. Brown. You got you got Sam Laporta. He's a problem. Jared Goff. That's the only thing that I feel like could hold Detroit back. I want to say Detroit. I'm going Detroit. I feel like Detroit has the blueprint on the Packers. Just like, I hate to say it too, they have the blueprint on the Minnesota Vikings too. Back-to-back sweeps. Back-to-back sweeps like, we play them tough. The Vikings play them tough. Packers, they do play them tough too, but like the last few times that they've been in Lambeau, they boat raced them. They just completely dominated them. So I'm going Detroit as well. So standings could be 1-0 Minnesota, 1-0 Detroit. Again, I'll be like, all right, here we go again. Here's the NFC North race again. All right, let's bring it back though. There was college football. Before we get ahead of ourselves, college football, Iowa State, Kansas State. Did you catch a little bit of that action, Jim?
I caught a little bit at the beginning before I had to go on with my day, but it was a fun start of the game. A lot of rain. It really got rid of the paint, and it really was hard to see the field. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, it was rainy. It was gloomy in Ireland, in Dublin. Yeah, like it makes for a very interesting playing surface. I'm just really hopeful that no one got injured, because you just don't know in those neutral field, non-football stadiums where you're going to get those elements of rain coming into play. I know last year it was Georgia Tech being able to beat Florida State in Dublin. So this year it was the Big 12. First time the Big 12 has ever had a game in Ireland. The defending champs were the Arizona State Sun Devils, and we'll see. It's been every year since 2020, there's been a new Big 12 champion. So who's going to be this year? Iowa State? I don't know. Colorado? I don't know. Who is TCU? I think TCU is in the Big 12 as well. So it doesn't feel the same. I'll just be completely honest here. Texas and Oklahoma not being in the Big 12 sounds weird. But again, this is going to be the second season now that they will not be in the Big 12. They made it, credit to Texas, they made it to the SEC championship game in their first year. Oklahoma's maybe taking a little bit longer of a learning curve to get acclimated, but college football's here. And I don't know if you heard about the SEC. The SEC is kind of doing something interesting too. They're doing a 9-game schedule where they're doing rotating schedules where every team is going to play each other every 4 years. But they're going to keep those traditional rivalries, obviously the Iron Bowl, Alabama, Auburn. You're going to get Florida and Georgia. You're going to get Tennessee and Georgia. You're going to get South Carolina, Alabama. Just those regular games where every third week of October you get Florida and Tennessee. So you're going to get these classic matchups that are going to always be filling your fall itinerary. In regards to, it's wild to talk about that, but football is so here. We're so back, Jim. We're so back.
Football's back. Football's back.
Football's back. I love it. Yeah, I'm just excited. We got Hawaii and Stanford later today. There's still preseason game if you're I want NFL. I'm but if you want college football that's actually going to count towards records, that is going to be happening. And it's going to be a huge game a week from today. Texas and Ohio State, the national champions. Ohio State getting a rematch in the playoff, a playoff rematch from last year with Texas. Texas coming in with Arch Manning. Ohio State, how are they going to, like, they can't fall off. I mean, like, they're still going to be a problem. You got Jeremiah Smith, best player in the country, arguably.
It's gonna be a fun watch. I mean, that's why we like to watch sport. Anything can happen. Just because you have the number one overall prospect or number one overall recruit doesn't mean you're guaranteed to win it all. And just because you won it all last year doesn't mean you're going to win it again this year. Sports, anything can happen. So I'm excited. I'm excited. I don't care who. You could give me 5 names right now. 5 names, and I wouldn't care because anything can happen.
Right.
I'm just so pumped for sport. I'm so pumped for college football. I'm so pumped for NFL to be back.
Yes. No, absolutely. You got a lot to look forward to in regards to just like the great matchups that are coming up. I know the NCAA, we got a lot of great names too in regards to Bill Belichick making his coaching debut with the North Carolina Tar Heels. And you got Michael Vick, Deshaun Jackson, Frank Reich. He's the new head coach for the Stanford Cardinal. You got DeMarco Murray. Remember him? DeMarco Murray. He's now coaching with the Oklahoma Sooners. Yeah, like there's a lot going on in regards to Marshall Faulk is going to be a running backs coach with the Colorado Buffaloes. So he's going to be joining Deion Sanders and his coaching staff. So yeah, just some highlights there in regards to what to look out for. So what I like to say, familiar face, new place. You know, and yeah, like we're just really blessed in regards to the Gophers in like Minnesota. I know you're in Wisconsin, so I don't know. Is it more Badger country, right, in Green Bay? Badger country or Marquette?
Yeah.
Badgers, gotcha. Yeah.
Badgers, yeah.
Yeah, Badgers, yeah. I think Badgers are going to be actually going to Alabama this year. That will be an interesting
They are.
game.
It's going to be a good one.
Yeah. I know the Gophers, they got some big games too. I think they do play Michigan. I believe Ohio State is also on the calendar. And again, the border battle, like every year, the battle for the Paul Bunyan axe. That's always is that something that's always brought up? I mean, do you get a little bit of that? Is there some Gopher fans kind of mixed in there, or you don't see any Gopher fans out here, out in Green Bay?
Somewhat.
Okay. That's a surprise. I'm gonna admit that is definitely a surprise. But okay, it's Big Ten. It's Big Ten country, so there's people that were just raised Gopher fans, so that makes sense. The state fair's going on. Speaking of Gophers, I had to like somehow parlay that in. We got to get you on the state fair, man. I remember last year when we had Emily on the podcast, we were talking about going to the state fair, getting some sweet Martha cookies, trying. They got a new thing. I think it's called the pickle dog or something. So it's like a pickle on a stick, but it's like wrapped in, I think, roast beef. Yeah, it's like roast beef or pastrami. Yeah, it's a sight to be. Yeah, that look was like when I was looking that on my computer. It was just like, is that really a thing? That's really a thing. Yeah, just alligator on a stick. I mean, I haven't tried that, but I heard that it tastes like chicken. So that's always like an attraction, one of those attractions that people like. Obviously, the cheese curds. You got to get pronto pups. So basically, like it's like a corn dog, but they just call it Pronto Pup. You can get a vegan corn dog.
No. No.
No. Just no. I'm not even entertaining that.
Not at all.
But they surprisingly they do have some gluten-free options. So if you're looking for like just something different in regards to you just want to try some new foods, they got that. They got like it's like the Holy Land. Then they got a lot of different options for all our vegan friends out there. So if you're listening here on the 94 podcast, you're vegan, definitely check out Holy Land at the State Fair. Free advertisement there, right? But if they were actually a member of the 94 podcast, they could definitely sponsor us. So feel free, Holy Land. If anybody's watching from Holy Land, reach out to me on the 94 podcast, Gmail, the 94 podcast at gmail.com. Email inquiries there. Also, feel free to reach out to the socials back here, or actually this OTS that I'm kind of covering over. But yeah, you can get us at the Free-Minded and at Bushweiser Light for Insta for Jim here. But in regards to bringing it back, Derrick Rose, I don't know if you're familiar with Derrick Rose, he's getting his jersey retired. So that's just some like sports news that I think is relevant. He did play for the Minnesota Timberwolves locally. But that's kind of cool that he gets his jersey retired by his hometown team. Think about this, Jim. You got to play for your hometown team that you grew up when Michael Jordan was winning championship after championship after championship, where there was Bulls, everything. Everybody had Bulls. And for a kid to grow up in Chicago, to live out his dream, play professionally at the highest level for his, hometown team, I think Chicago did right by Derrick Rose by retiring his jersey. I don't think anybody should be wearing the number 1 jersey for Chicago moving forward. It's kind of cool that they did pay this tribute. I know that he had I would say one of those dramatic careers where there were so many highs, there was a lot of lows, but then it did kind of peak out in regards to like his resurgence with the Minnesota Timberwolves, his 50-point game that he was able to have on October 31st back in 2018. And ever since then, I mean, it's been nice that, Derrick Rose is able to now step away from the game and be able to enjoy the game and be an ambassador for the game of basketball. But shout out to Derrick Rose getting his jersey retired. But yeah, any notes or mentions that you want to bring up, Jim?
I mean, no, but congratulations to him. I mean, like you said, we rarely get to play with your homegrown team, hometown team. So good for him. Congratulations on retirement. Congratulations on getting his number retired. And congratulations on everything. Hopefully he can step up in the next career and be an ambassador for the sport.
Absolutely. And we know Anthony Edwards is being an ambassador right now in China, and he's just taking the whole country by storm, and that's not a surprise. I mean, to be the face of the NBA, that's kind of like the off-season stomping grounds. You got to go over to China. You got to go, make your rounds. You got to go what is similar to politicking. You're going out there hugging and kissing babies, and you're just making as many new friends as possible. And China's a great place for that, especially for the game and of basketball, and getting that popularity back where it was when Yao Ming was playing. And I know there hasn't been too many Chinese nationals. Like, I know there's still Asian players playing across the globe, but it's cool to kind of just see an American player go to China and have that impact on a country in regards to like how much they love and adore these players for what they do, and they're able to appreciate the game. It's pretty cool.
Oh, definitely. That's great news to help grow the sport.
Absolutely. No, it's definitely one of the highlights, I'm sure, for these players off season, because I know that they're getting geared up. I mean, like, we're talking about football, but like basketball is just right around the corner. It's going to be starting at the end of October, November, and then before you know, it's Christmas. And we're talking about Christmas matchups, and I know the Minnesota Timberwolves are definitely growing in that media and their overall presence. Having a superstar in Anthony Edwards definitely helps. And 2 Western Conference Finals appearances back to back, that helps as well. That also shows that your team is built to win now, and it's sustained. You've been able to sustain that success year after year. But just realizing that, I'm really excited for what Anthony Edwards is going to bring this offseason to the Timberwolves, especially with the draft. You got the youngest player in the draft in Joan Beringer, and he's coming over from France. So just realizing, like, hey, like, the Timberwolves have an opportunity here to do something special, especially if they're able to break the streak in Minnesota in regards to hasn't been since 1991. So that's 34 years ago. 34 years ago, the last time there was a championship parade and the confetti fell on a team in Minnesota for the 4 major sports. I mean, I know the Minnesota Lynx have won championships, and and they're hoping to win a WNBA title this year. Last year, they fell short in Game 5 against the New York Liberty. But, again, the Major 4, it's been 34 years. And looking at Minnesota Twins with Kirby Puckett, he has a great story in regards to, being able to put the entire team on his back. Who's going to be, my question to you, Jim, who has the best chance of all the Minnesota teams to win a championship next?
The Lynx. Honestly, I think the Lynx do.
The Lynx?
Because
Okay.
they're very good. They're good this year. They're top of the division. They're top of the conference, and or top of the standings. And I think they have a bad chance. I think they're going to do good. I think the Lynx do. I know I keep saying the Lynx, but it's the Lynx. They're going to do good.
Lynx? Okay. I mean, it's hard to argue that, but I'm willing to argue it's the Timberwolves. I feel like the Timberwolves, they have the pieces and also the experience. And I'm not saying that the Lynx don't. I just feel like this team has been put together to take out forces like the Denver Nuggets. They didn't lose to them once last year. And I know that the Nuggets made it and almost beat OKC, so that would have been epic if that was the Western Conference Finals going into that matchup. But realizing that, again, back-to-back years, the Minnesota Timberwolves got eliminated by the team that went to the finals. I mean, it was Dallas the first year, and then it was Oklahoma City. Oklahoma City now is the main target because you're realizing, okay, OKC is the top team right now. You just got to realize that and recognize that they're the top team, and realizing how to get past that team is what matters the most right now. Because we know in the East Coast, Boston is depleted. You don't really see too much from, I would almost say, like, teams like New York don't really scare me. I mean, like, they got scorers, but they're not really tough defensively. Like, Boston and Cleveland were like the top two defensive teams. So that's where I'm saying, like, the Timberwolves probably have the best opportunity to win a championship in the next two seasons. I know the Lynx, they definitely got to get back there. They got to get back there because that doesn't feel good when you have to watch another team celebrate a WNBA championship. So I know
No, not at all.
Neficia Collier, who's also in the MVP talks, she is probably burning to get back to the WNBA finals.
That'd be nice. That'll be nice to see that happening. But you gotta get there first.
Yeah, absolutely. Got to get there first. And realizing the Twins are really far. The Minnesota Wild, like they've been almost anonymous as the one and done team because they haven't gotten out of the first round in so many attempts. So that's kind of like another issue is just the postseason success that we haven't been able to see from these Minnesota teams. It was just a while ago that the Twins had the longest like losing streak in the playoffs in MLB history. It's like they hadn't won a game since 2009, which is nuts to think about. You haven't won a game. Like I get a series, but you haven't won a game. Is that was nuts. But then also going back to the last time that they won a series was back in the Moneyball, the Billy Bean A's, in regards to taking out Scott Hatterberg, Miguel Tejada, Barry Zito, Mark Mulder, Tim Hudson, Keith Folk, who now like is known for the Boston Red Sox miracle team. So yeah, in regards to breaking the curse. Speaking of curses, this curse needs to be broken, Jim. I don't want to be coming back here on the 94 podcast. Here's the 40th anniversary of the last time a Minnesota Major Four sports team has yet to win a championship. I mean, this needs to end. Like either Timberwolves, Vikings, maybe. Vikings. I mean, Vikings definitely have maybe like I would say the next 2-3 years to prove that they can get back into an NFC Championship game. Get back to the NFC Championship game and get back to me. Because you got to advance. You got to advance to the NFC Championship game in the next 2-3 years because that's your window. That's your Super Bowl window right now in regards to maximizing what you have with Justin Jefferson, maximizing what you have with J.J. McCarthy, maximizing what you have with this defense and Brian Flores because you don't know because he won his lawsuit with the NFL. So we just don't know if that's going to play into him potentially walking away after the season. So once you have these coaches, and we got to see a little bit of that foreshadowing for the Detroit Lions, but when the Minnesota Vikings coaches come in regards to their opportunity to go get a head coaching job, you know they're going to jump and actually take that career leap. So it's all right in front of us. And I know that every Yankee fan probably hears that a million times from their manager, Booney, in regards to that it's right in front of us. And I would say that to the Minnesota sports teams, it's right in front of you. You can win. You just got to believe.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right, Jim. I want to tail it back to you in regards to any predictions in regards to where the division will look like for the NFC North.
We just repeated last year: Detroit, Minnesota, Green Bay, Bears.
Okay. So that would mean Vikings would qualify for a wild card, or do they just?
Yeah, they'll qualify for a wild card.
Okay. I would switch it up. I'm willing to say that I could see this happening. I could see Detroit taking a step back. They end up in the number 2 hole. I could see Vikings getting that first division win with J.J. McCarthy, winning that first division. And I could see the Packers flip-flopping with the Bears. Packers last, Bears third. So I think that could be a little bit more of like a interesting like standings that you see at the end of the year. I'd be like, what happened? I'd be like, obviously, I think the defenses probably the cream is always going to rise to the top. And I feel like if the defense is looking as good as it is right now, by the time the season hits, we're going to definitely see a Vikings defense that's just going to be primed and ready to go. And I believe the Minnesota Vikings have a Super Bowl defense, Super Bowl winning defense. So that gives me that confidence that they can win the division. Again, 11 wins, 10 wins. I don't know exactly the win total right now, but I could see them, as long as they can take care of business against Detroit, win the division outright. Make sure that, if there is a number one seed on the line, have the opportunity to host an actual playoff game. I think that would be a huge momentum check in regards to J.J. McCarthy starting his first game in the playoffs and make it a home game. But yeah, like I could definitely see that being Vikings first, Lions second, Bears third. Sorry, Packers, dead last. I know that it's shocking, I know, right? But again, the NFL, you just don't know what's going to happen year to year.
No, anything is possible, and who knows? Maybe the Lions become last, and the Bears are first. Who knows? Anything's possible.
Exactly. Caleb Williams could be up for the MVP if that's the case. If he's able to, just have a crazy season with Caleb, and it could just be like, or with Ben Johnson. Sorry, I blanked on his name. Ben Johnson. Having Ben Johnson there, is it going to be that much of a difference? We are going to see, because year two is going to look a lot different than year one. Guarantee you that, because Matt Eberflus, I don't know, that was malpractice. Just like the Dallas Cowboys hiring Brian Schottenheimer, that was malpractice on the NFL level in regards to he was never an NFL-ready coach. I felt like it was just like he was just in the right rooms at the right time, and he's in the past for the Bears, but I know all NFC North fans will agree with this. It was a sad day when Matt Eberflus was let go, because we knew that the Bears were not going to have those same gaffes. But again, the Bears could always prove us wrong. And we'll see week one, Monday Night Football. That should be a good game. That should be a good game in regards to the anticipation, just how are these teams going to look once they're actually out there hitting pads. And also, it'll be a good way to see how the division is going to play out, because week one can't come soon enough. And we got to wait until Monday night. Like, what are you going to be doing for week one? I want to get your week one plans here.
My week one plans are simple. Work, but on Monday, make chili, sit down and make some nachos, and enjoy it.
Gotta enjoy. It's a nice Monday night football, nice welcome back to the NFL season to your team. It's really cool. I'll probably end up just getting some wings and just chill out, watch the game, and just be excited to see the J.J. McCarthy era unfold. Hoping that everybody stays healthy too all season. That's always like the wild card in all of this, Jim. We can prepare, we can predict all that, but a blink of an eye, Justin Jefferson. Blink of an eye, Christian Darrisaw. Blink of an eye, Aaron Jones. Blink of an eye, your whole offense, your whole defense, all your studs gone. So, well, I'll wrap up here in the 94 podcast. I know it's been a fun podcast, and just in regards to the previews, being able to also, the Vikings have a lot to prove in regards to everybody's been kind of counting them off. Like they're like sub 8 wins, I think, right now. Vegas has the Vikings winning about like 8.5 games or 7.5 games. So yeah, it'll be definitely a lot of naysayers out there for the Vikings to prove wrong. So we'll see week 1. But I hope you have a great rest of your week, and then also enjoy the Labor Day holiday coming up.
You as
And
well,
then
man.
yeah, we'll see you soon. We got to get you in Minnesota. That's
Gotta go.
my promise to the listeners. We're gonna get Jim in studio. It's gonna be magical. It's gonna be a great moment.
I can't wait.
All right, Jim. Until next time, here on the 94 podcast, we'll see you at the TOP. We're out.